Hi, Lisa Marie Kosis, founder of Global One Health. And this video concludes the GFE series, so it is the sixth and final one. As I referenced in the last video, the exercises are designed to be done in sequential order in one continuous flow from the beginning to the end. I just broke apart the series to make it a little bit more manageable so that I can also teach some more specific cues in the proper form so that you can be thinking about all of that while doing the series on your own. So I'm going to pick up where we left off. And the last exercise was the push-up sidewalk push-up. So just as a quick review so you know what that was, right? It's the traveling side walk into the actual push-up and back, right? So now from this position is where we transition for the final move in the GFE series. So I'm in that nice straight arm plank. I'm simply going to bend my knees and start to shift backwards in space, allowing my hands to crawl backwards, passing through kind of a frog position as they refer to it, into like a very deep squat. If you've ever done this as a little drill to really work on that nice deep hip hinge. And then you bring your hands behind you, so you're now sitting in crab, right? And then you reverse that pattern. So you shift forward, getting your weight back onto your feet, and then you simply crawl your hands back out, staying close to the ground, and then you're back in your straight arm plank. So just so you can see from a little different perspective, from the side view, I'm in my straight arm plank. I bend my knees, right? I'm transitioning my weight from my upper extremity load, shifting back, crawl my hands back as needed. So now I'm passing through in slow motion. This is considered like a frog position, right? And I get into this deep squat position. And then I bring my arms behind me, just adjust a little bit so you can see better. So my crab position, right, is here, right? So my hips are a little bit off the ground, my feet are pressing in, my arms are straight, they're supporting me, my back is engaged, and I'm not slouching or sinking into my shoulders. My chest is open, the front of my spine is long, and I'm looking straight ahead, right? And then I would transition and crawl back forward. Now there is one, just to mention, little optional movement that you can do from the crab, which if you do decide to do it, it is a great active stretch for the hip flexors and the anterior muscles of the shoulders and the pecs. So if you spend a significant amount of your day seated in a slouched position, right, sometimes the shoulders, if we're slouching, right, the back rounds, the shoulder muscles are falling forward, the whole front of the spine is compressed. So everything in the front of the body is shortened, the hips, the chest, the spine, and the shoulders. So getting into that table position from crab is a nice option, but please be mindful it is a lot more load on the wrist especially, but on the shoulders as well. So, and don't force the range up, as I always talk about. So if you decide to throw that extra little move in from crab, you'd be starting from here, and it's a table bridge. So you would simply just raise up, get my position set up, but you're going to raise up into a table position. Now, to get up there, you want to set yourself up for success. So think about like you would in a regular bridge on your back, right? Your feet are not just on the ground passively, but they're pushing down. So to get up into this position, because it is quite a lot of load on the shoulders, you really want to take advantage of the activation of your lower extremities. So drive those feet down into the ground. And as the hips go up, of course, you want that activation of your glute structure, right? Because that's going to give support for the body overall, but it also gives glute activation, gives greater opportunity to get a better stretch in the front of your hip flexors. So if you sit a lot, this stretch in the front of the hips might feel quite good, but be very conscious that you're engaging the hamstrings and the glutes as you go up into that table position. And then upper back is very important. So don't hyperextend the elbows, keep the arm muscles engaged. And then your degree of flexibility through your shoulders and deltoids and pecs is going to dramatically affect how high you can get up in the bridge. If you're very tight in your shoulders and or hips, you may only get to here. Don't force it to go higher, right? It's a lot of stretch. So please be prepared for that feeling of excess stretch there. And then you can either do that once at the end, if you were traveling back, or every time you come back into crab, you can add that table position. Again, that is up to you. It is optional movement. So as I said, this concludes our GFE series. I do want to make a video, I'm going to post, of doing the GFE from beginning to end, just so that you can see what the sequential pattern and what the flow looks like, as it is designed to be done continuously. So I thought it would be nice to just post a video of me doing that so you can actually get a nice idea of how fluid it can be. And remember, GFE is a great assessment tool at the beginning of your workout as a warm-up to just get passive joint mobility. As I mentioned in the first video, I talked a little bit about the introduction to what GFE is, but it is great as a warm-up. It's a great assessment to see where your joints and muscle tissue are at the beginning of a workout. Some of the beginning work is very passive and unloaded. And then as you'll see, as the series continues, the load continues to be increased as you progress through the actual series so that you're in these loaded plank positions and push-ups and such. So it's a great movement flow starting from the ground up. And I hope you enjoy this series. And it is a really good, also great drill just for a recovery day because it does address joint mobility, all the basic joint structures, unloaded and loaded. So do enjoy.